I wish the title of the video could be Flat Earthers Are F***ing Stupid. But it'll get taken down.
No, you use symbols.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Okay,
so
right.
you spell...
I'm always hesitant when Chuck comes up with an idea for a video that's not an anime.
I was on Twitter, and I should know better.
Nothing good happens there.
Nothing good happens on Twitter, but this one really caught my interest, and I had to dive into it. Did you know that the Earth is flat? I can prove it. I've got 200 proofs that the Earth is flat.
Can we just cut through? Just give me your best one. Just give me your one best one.
Well, let's take a look. Here is the best one, all right? And this one comes from Twitter, so you know it's true. Here.
Sun and moon in the sky at the same time. Explain that on your spinning ball Earth and stay cool.
Yeah. So she was out in the day, and look, there's a sun. And look over here, look. The moon. How can both possibly exist in the same sky at the same time?
I don't even know how to begin addressing this. It's like asking, you have 5 fingers and you're using them to hold this phone. What are the other 5 fingers doing? That's stupid. What a ridiculous, stupid, unlettered question to ask.
It's fantastic.
Because one's here going down and one's here coming up. Like this.
You know, there's actually a moment where the moon goes in front of the sun sometimes.
It happens sometimes.
It does happen sometimes.
We just watched it this year.
Yeah, so sometimes they can exist in the sky at the same time.
Who is this imbecile? She says she's a journalist?
That's the even better part, yeah. Hold on. Let us continue. I love how immediately Twitter jumps on with just some context from all of your readers. The moon actually goes around the Earth, and the Earth spins, and it goes around the sun.
Sometimes the moon is on the same side of the Earth that is facing the sun. It's crazy, but it happens.
And look, if you'd like to learn more, here's nasa.gov.
Well, as we've already learned, NASA is run by Satan.
Right.
And so we can't believe anything that they come up with.
So she was the one that tipped me off to this wonderful video. Eric Dubé's 200 proofs that the Earth is not a spinning ball. Please support our project by using Google Wallet. This video is 2 hours long, so we're not about to do that. No.
I don't think I have 2 minutes of this shit.
But I do love the comments. Well, it's the first one. Why don't flat earthers just go to the edge and take some photos? Show us. That's a question that only ignorance...
There's no evidence to support anything you've said, other than the measurable, demonstrable evidence.
You're just repeating information you've been fed. There's no evidence to support anything you've said.
The ancient Greeks figured out that the Earth was a sphere and calculated its size using sticks, shadows, and 10th grade arithmetic. Got it to within like a couple miles. And it was only off because, you had to use primitive measuring devices.
Right.
So they were off, if you're off by a millimeter, your numbers get off by a couple miles. They pieced this together thousands of years ago.
I know.
And then we, looked at it from above.
Seriously? Good grief. Condescending much?
You're a fucking imbecile. No such thing.
No such thing as gravity?
No such thing as gravity. Okay.
Oh.
I'm not going to spend time debunking her ridiculous horseshit. Anyone with half a brain can fucking debunk it with a Google search. Let's concentrate on these people and what is driving them to do this.
The flat earthers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Some of them, they're just full of shit. They just think it's funny.
Okay.
Which
I'm really hoping that's the case here. This is just hilarious, and the more she tries to defend her point, the funnier the responses get.
Some of them are sincerely batshit, burn the fucking house down crazy.
Which is also a possibility. Yeah.
And others want the Earth to be flat. They want a giant conspiracy. Because their life is so shitty and boring that they need some kind of flight of fancy to cling on to. The closest I can think of, when I was a little kid, I wanted to be G.I. Joe. I wanted to be in G.I. Joe.
Okay.
Even though I knew there's no real thing as G.I. Joe.
Right.
I thought, yeah, but who knows, in the future when I'm old enough...
They could exist.
There could be a G.I. Joe, so I need to start preparing to really join G.I. Joe. There's no such thing as G.I. Joe, but I really wanted to be in G.I. Joe.
I think there's another one, too. So, because the number of people who actually believe this whole flat Earth thing is a percentage of a percentage, like it's a small group.
Yeah.
If you're a member of that group, you're a member of like this elite force, you know? I mean, you get to be considered a member of an elite group.
Maybe you're right, yeah. It's only us. This
Yeah.
small, select group know the truth. The rest of these people are morons. Thank
Yes.
goodness we're not them.
Yeah.
We're special.
So it's like this weird sense of acceptance. I get to be a part of this small community that believes this thing. And we support each other with the most ridiculous nonsense you've ever seen.
But that's what sports are for.
Just go find a losing team and support
You
them.
can be a Cleveland Browns fan and still feel the same way.
There you go.
Fuck, we suck, but at least we've got each other.
All right, so these continue. There's a few more. I love this.
This post in no way suggests this is the first time I've seen the sun and moon in the sky at the same time. I've seen it many, many times. Neither does it suggest I'm a flat earther.
People are very
presumptuous.
presumptuous, but also the Earth is totally flat. There is no way you tweeted this.
So what is she saying? What is there any
What is she
point where somebody says, yeah, so what?
I don't think so. I think everybody's just trying to understand, where are you coming from? I've seen this many times. Why is it a problem?
And at
If
the
we
point
live on
where
a
she's
sphere, we can see both the sun and the moon. What are they seeing on the other side of the ball? If you're seeing the sun on the other side, it's probably nighttime. It's probably dark. If you're seeing the moon on the other side, they're probably having no moon.
Well, that's the thing. The moon doesn't just come out at night.
No.
It could be facing us at any point in the
Right.
24-hour clock. But if it's in the daytime, you're not going to see it like that. It's in the nighttime, and the moon doesn't glow. There's no light that comes from the moon. It just
No.
reflects sunlight.
Right.
I'm not sure what she's saying. I'm not sure what she's saying because she's
don't know, but it's great.
either fucking nuts or just incredibly ignorant and misinformed.
I mean, some of this is really... I see the moon every day during the day. No, you don't. And she's right. No, you don't. But that's
You
okay.
just saw it during the day. Your whole fucking ridiculous post. We got to do something specifically with this
Right-wing
chick
crackpot. Oh, my God. Moon takes his arse off. Everybody's like, look, this is science. You've parroted it. Well parroted. You're right. I copied and pasted it from NASA. God damn it.
I've been studying it for almost 9 years. Okay, show us your fucking evidence.
Right?
Give me your evidence. Your actual, demonstrable, recreatable, peer-reviewed evidence.
What I know is, what happens is, what's in the sky in Australia? Precisely. That's the question people need to ask.
One time on a summer evening, as I was watching the sun in my garden at 8 p.m., my friend in Australia was watching it rise. How does that work on a globe Earth? Because they're on the other side of the planet. Yours is nighttime, theirs is daytime.
So the real problem is she doesn't understand how time works or I don't...
She doesn't understand how anything works, or she's doing this intentionally.
I have to assume...
She might be this stupid.
I'm really hoping she's doing this intentionally, just to get a rise out of people. Because it's working. I think it's fantastic.
From her photo and her name, I can believe that she's that stupid. She looks and sounds like a very stupid person.
You're going to get all the trolls and bots responding to this one.
I think it's distinctly possible it's a globe Earth. We live on the totally flat bit. There's a curved filament above us, and below, the inner Earth people too, with their own sun.
What?
So yes, maybe it's a globe, but we live on the totally flat bit. I can't do this episode, Charles. No. I'm not going to get mixed in with these people.
All right, well, I'll tell you what. I'll make it a little bit better. We'll come on over here to this video, and we'll watch the first, I don't know.
Fuck.
We'll watch the first 30 seconds or so.
All right.
So just 30 seconds worth.
Can they hear?
I hope so. I'm gonna make sure they can hear.
It's a fucking globe! Oh. It's shaped like a juju fruit. 200 proofs.
Yes, which is my favorite part. 200 proofs. This video has been published with the author's permission.
Who's the author?
I'm assuming that...
Eric Dubay.
Eric Dubay.
Proofs Earth is not a spinning ball by Eric Dubay.
Atlantean
One.
conspiracy.
The horizon always appears perfectly flat 360 degrees around the observer regardless of altitude. All amateur
Regardless of
versions
altitude?
plane and drone footage show a completely flat horizon over 20 plus miles high.
Right.
Only
What about
NASA
at
and
60
the-
miles?
Right. So you're getting perfectly flat when you go up pretty high for about 20 miles. What do you see at 100 miles? I'm curious.
At about 13 miles, if you're
Right.
looking at a sailboat, at 13 miles out is when you see the mast start dipping because it's going across the horizon. At 13 miles out.
Yeah.
What is he talking about?
I don't know, but it's
From
great.
space agencies.
That's not proof. See, I see it. That's proof.
That's been their proof the whole time.
I
is,
see
I
it.
see it.
I just have to give... These people are spectacularly ignorant. Science isn't a belief system. Science is a process that you use to determine what is true and what is real.
Right.
And it usually starts with somebody presenting an idea. I think the Earth is round. Okay, how can we determine if that's true or not? Let's do an experiment. The ancient Greeks didn't have hot air balloons to go 40 miles up. But they did have a shadow. And they realized the sun's shadow on this stick shifts as the sun moves.
Right.
And by measuring out a certain length of time and the angle of that shadow movement, they were able to piece together just how big the entire planet is. And then when we did have the technology to send up satellites and take measurements with like radar and lasers,
Right.
it turns out those numbers matched. Somebody that disagrees would have to recreate that experiment and say, I did your experiment and it came out wrong. Your theory is bullshit. But that didn't happen.
No, because you can't.
When competing scientists, your rivals, tried to disprove you, they got the same results. And they published their results saying, yeah, we confirmed
you're
it.
right. Yeah,
It's true.
this is-
And that's how science is done.
Right. And for those of you who are like, well, I saw it. Well, so did the astronauts when they went out into space. And they're like, look, it's a ball.
I mean, one of the greatest experiments, I can't think of the scientist now, it might have been Curie, took a chunk of radioactive rock and a piece of film paper, like what was used to process photographs back in the olden days.
Okay.
And noticed it was leaving specks. He would just leave the paper in front of this rock, and specks would start forming on the sheet. And then she noticed if I put a piece of lead in front of it, it doesn't get specks on it. And then pieced together, oh shit, there is something shooting off this rock that is causing little burn marks in the paper, and the lead is preventing them from getting there. And published that. They had to publish that so other people could try and recreate the experiment.
Right.
If the evidence was, hey, I think there are tiny particles coming off this rock. How do you know that? I saw it. You're not going to be taken seriously as a scientist. I saw it. Doesn't prove. Show me why you think that. Well, because I did this experiment. Try the experiment. See if it works. And other scientists did.
Oh, shit.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
It does
she's
work.
Right. Yeah, look at that.
And then we get radiometric and imaging and things that we could measure. Oh, yeah,
Right,
okay.
right. Let's take it a step further and a step further and a
Yes,
step
there
further.
are alpha particles coming off this fucking thing. That's how science works.
Probably shouldn't be breathing that in. Probably should figure out how to...
If it was religion, which is all this is, I saw it would be good enough.
Right.
How do you know it's true? I saw it.
I saw it, and I believe it.
Why do you know it's... Because they saw it. It says she wrote it down that she saw it, so it's true. That's not what science is.
Yeah. I'm astonished that flat Earth theory exists at all, but I guess, you know what? I'm constantly just blown away that most of these religions exist at all.
Look, I wanted the Transformers to be real.
So did I.
I really
I wanted
desperately-
Voltron to be real. I had a kid who told me he had a Voltron robot and he was going to pick me up at 8 p.m. I was waiting by the window and he never showed up. He said he got busy, so he couldn't bring the Voltron robot over.
Living on this Earth sucks. It would be really, really great if some super smart ET aliens were looking at us and were going to come down and save us.
Sure.
Of course you want it to be true. It's not fucking true.
I'm afraid not.
Wanting a thing does not make it so. You want the Earth to be flat because you want to be part of somebody that discovered something important. Go discover something important.
There you go. Now, I didn't show all that so you guys could go find this person and harass her online. She's doing that just fine by herself.
But if you do,
You let her know the two gaming dudes sent you.
that plus 5 cents is worth a nickel.
There you go. All right, that's it. I just wanted to share.
Thank you so much.
You are very
for bringing me to
welcome.
this batshit nonsense.
You know what to do. Like, share, comment, subscribe. And I guess I don't even know what to comment. Comment about flat earth theory or whatever weird, goofy bullshit you think weird people believe in.
It's up there with dinosaurs walked the earth and cavemen rode them around like horses.
It's true because I saw it on the Flintstones. So
This book says the universe is 5,000 years old and that there were giants walking around. Well, those are giant skeletons. Obviously, this is the giants they were talking about. That's not fucking science.
this thing is 2 hours long. I'm almost compelled to watch this.
Wait till I leave.
All right. You don't have to watch it with me.
I'm not
but
watching
I
shit.
might have to watch this. I'm so fascinated. But I'm fascinated the same way that I get fascinated to have to slow down when I see a car wreck because I'm curious if there's a dead body hanging out. It's kind of the same kind of morbid curiosity.
You know, it's also similar to religion in that they maintain the belief even after they've been confronted with the overwhelming evidence.
That's the wildest part, right?
Even if, when I show you chromosome fusing proves that we evolved from lower apes. No, my daddy weren't no monkey. You're not even capable of understanding what I'm saying to you.
Yeah. That's the thing, isn't it?
Even
With
in
the
the
flat
face of
earthers,
evidence, you stick to it. This is the same shit.
Yeah. Here's all of the evidence that proves otherwise. No. Well, I don't know how to argue with that. I don't know what to do then. If the scientific evidence isn't enough to prove that you are wrong, what does it take?
Galileo gets... I've used this story before. Galileo gets pulled before the church. They're going to execute him for blasphemy. Because he said, the sun does not revolve around the earth. It's the other way around. And the church is like, you better recant or we're going to kill you. He's like, I brought my fucking telescope. I've got it pointed at Jupiter. Look at it right now and you'll see that I'm right. And the church elders said, we don't need to look. We have the book. We already know how everything works. Right, but if you look through my telescope, you'll see with your own eyes that your book is wrong and that I'm right. We don't need to look. That's all this is. We don't need to believe NASA's bullshit evidence. We already know the truth.
Mm-hmm. It's right here in this YouTube video.
Well, then you're either too stupid to understand it or too insane to understand it. Either way, that means your opinion doesn't fucking matter to me anymore. And you don't get a say in how we run things.
Happy election week, by the way.
20 days?
Yeah,
Like that.
coming up soon. All right. We'll see you in another episode, huh?
Bye.
Bye.